We live in a world of rules. Many rules are simple, some are not. Welcome to Safety First Firearms Training and Consultants. We are here to explain to you the difference between probable cause and reasonable suspicion. Two phrases often appear in stories about the police: reasonable suspicion and probable cause. They sound similar, perhaps they feel similar, but they are not the same. Knowing the difference is important. It is very important. It affects how police officers do their jobs. It affects your rights. Understanding these terms helps us understand our world. It helps us see the lines that define freedom and authority. What is reasonable suspicion then? Let us imagine a scene. It is late at night, a quiet residential street. An officer sees a person. This person is walking quickly. They are looking over their shoulder. They are carrying a backpack and a crowbar. This area has had many burglaries recently. These are all facts. Specific facts: the time, the location, the behavior, the crowbar. Put together, these facts might create reasonable suspicion, enough for the officer to stop the person. What can the officer do? They can approach the person. They can say, "Police, I need to talk to you for a moment." They can ask about the crowbar. They can ask why the person is in that area so late. The officer might also be concerned about the crowbar as a weapon. They might decide a pat-down is necessary for safety. This is all within the bounds of reasonable suspicion. The stop should be brief. The questions should be related to the suspicion. It is not an arrest. Not yet. Now let us turn to probable cause. Let's return to our person with the crowbar. The officer has stopped them. This was based on reasonable suspicion. Now, imagine the police radio crackles. A message comes through. A nearby hardware store was just broken into. The alarm sounded minutes ago. The suspect was described as wearing similar clothes and carrying a backpack. Suddenly the situation changes. The facts are building. The crowbar seems more significant now. The backpack too. These new facts added to the old ones might now create probable cause. The officer may now have a reasonable belief. A belief that this specific person committed the burglary. With probable cause, the officer can do more. They can arrest the person. This is a serious step. The person is taken into custody. Their freedom is significantly limited. The officer might also be able to search the person and their backpack more thoroughly. Incident to the arrest, or they might seek a warrant. Often, for searches of private places like homes, probable cause must be presented to a judge. The police explain the facts. They explain why they believe evidence is there. If the judge agrees, a warrant is issued. This judicial review is a safeguard. It is meant to prevent unreasonable searches. It ensures an impartial mind agrees there is enough evidence. But there are exceptions. Sometimes in urgent situations, police can search without a warrant if they have probable cause. These are called exigent circumstances, so we see two distinct thresholds. Reasonable suspicion is the initial checkpoint. It allows for a brief limited intrusion, a way to investigate something that seems amiss. Probable cause is a more substantial barrier. Once crossed, it allows for much greater intrusions, arrests, searches. These are actions that can change someone's life profoundly. The difference in the amount and quality of evidence required is key. One is about looking. The other is about acting decisively. It's a progression. The heart of the matter is the level of certainty. Reasonable suspicion is about a possibility that criminal activity is afoot, or that a person might be armed. It's based on specific, articulable facts. But it doesn't mean the officer is sure, it means there's enough to check. Probable cause, however, is about a reasonable belief that a crime has been, is being, or is about to be committed, or that evidence will be found. It is a stronger, more confident position. The actions allowed also differ dramatically. With reasonable suspicion, an officer can stop you. They can ask questions, they can conduct a limited pat-down for weapons if they fear for safety. The detention must be brief. With probable cause, the consequences are greater. An officer can arrest you. They can conduct a more thorough search, often with a warrant. This can lead to being charged with a crime, to prosecution, to jail time. The stakes are much, much higher. Here is a simple table to show the differences. Feature reasonable suspicion, probable cause. Standard lower, specific articulable facts. Higher, reasonable belief crime occurred, / evidence exists. Certainty possibility of criminal activity. Probability of criminal activity / evidence police action brief investigatory stop questioning possible pat-down arrest search, often with a warrant. Basis more than a hunch. Observable specific details. Sufficient facts for a prudent person to believe duration brief. Temporary detention. can lead to prolonged custody and prosecution. Why does knowing this distinction matter so much? It matters because we all interact with the world. We interact with authority. Understanding these standards empowers us. It helps us recognize when police actions are justified, and when they might not be. It is about the delicate balance. The balance between effective law enforcement and the protection of individual liberties. These are not just legal terms. They are concepts that shape our freedom. They shape our society. They are the quiet guardians of a just system. Or at least they are meant to be. Remember when handling firearms and all of your training needs. Safety. First Firearms Training and Consultants Master Instructor Kenneth Thornton call, or text 301-346-2327.